Hi, welcome back to your spring training program with me, Angie the trainer, for week 4. This is our final week of this free home program that I have given to you, hopefully to provide you with some exercises to keep you going during these first couple weeks of the stay-at-home order here in Idaho. I'm hoping that the exercises that we're going to do today are going to help you utilize some home gym equipment you might have around your house, including the resistance bands and some hand weights. So we're going to go ahead and jump in today with just a demo of each of the movements and whether you can do them with a resistance band or a weight. So I'll show you both back to back, and then from there at the end of the workout I will tell you what I have recommended for reps and sets and what that would look like in a regular workout. So let's go ahead and jump in with our chest fly and chest press. We're going to use the resistance bands first. So for this one, you're going to need a long resistance band that you're basically going to drape over your shoulders like a shawl. So we're getting wrapped up and we're going to take the band pretty tight. So we're going to kind of maybe use the other hand to get a little extra resistance and hold it nice and close to you. You want to make sure you have an equal tension on both sides for equal work on the arms. And then we're going to throw our elbows over top. So we have the band underneath our forearms, around the back, arms out long to the sides, a soft bend in the elbow, and then we're going to pull our hands nice and close and draw back. This is the chest fly. I like to combine this with a chest press. So I'll come back here and then I'm going to turn my elbows and I'm going to press out. So in a chest press, we're making sure that we have a nice 90 degree in between our forearm and arm. And then we're going to press through and our fists should be equal line with our chest. This ensures that we're using the chest muscles and not our shoulder muscles. When we use a weight, I only have one weight today because I only have one matching set. And that's okay because even if we have one weight, we're going to end up working our core more if we have this kind of offset balance. So I actually recommend using single arm work to get more core engagement if we're doing a workout at home. Again, with the chest press, we're having a bent elbow out to the side, press up high. For your chest fly, we turn the hand the opposite direction. This is a chest press. Chest fly, turn that hand in. Still a soft bend in the elbow. And then we'll go back and forth. I like to go back and forth between those two movements because it ensures that you're working all of the pec muscles in that chest. Next up, we're going to work the back. So using our resistance band, again, we're going to use this nice long one. We're going to go ahead and drape it over our feet as we take a seat back. As you set up here, make sure you're sitting nice and tall. Pull that core in tight. No bend in the lower back. I'm going to flex those feet to hold that band nice and tight for us. And then we're going to grab that resistance wherever it feels good. Most of the time, the closer your hand is to that attachment point or that anchor point is going to be the harder it is. The easier it is, the further and the more distance you have, right? You should be able to feel that difference. From here, we're going to go ahead and take our elbows back, broad chest for a row. This is a seated row. Those elbows are staying nice and tight to our sides as we pull back and pinch the shoulder blades together. Doing good here. Excellent. And then the next one that we can do with this as well from the same position is a high pull. So instead of taking my hands from this candlestick position, we'll turn them over so our palms are facing down. And we're going to pull those elbows high up toward our shoulders or our armpits and pull back. This changes the movement just a little bit, working a slightly different part of our back, making sure we're keeping that neck long, shoulders away from the ears. Perfect. Next up, I'll show you that with a dumbbell. We can do this a couple of ways, so I'll show you my two favorite. We're going to start just in a tabletop position on our hands and knees. From here, we're going to take our weight, we're going to pull it up to our elbow and drop it down. This is a bent over row that you might do on a bench at the gym. If we want to take this up a notch and engage the core, we're going to go ahead and shift our hips forward. Now we're doing a renegade row. From this modified position, my hips are low and my core is engaged. This starts to work more of the shoulder of that balancing arm and the core than the back, so it just depends on what you're trying to target in your workout. Another way that we can do this is standing up. I usually like to stagger the opposite leg forward so I have more range of motion for that weight to drop. Opposite hand on the hip for stability, and we're gonna pull that weight back. Again, we're squeezing the lat muscles, the shoulder blades together, just as we did with the resistance band, just like that. For that high pull, we're gonna go ahead and let that elbow come out wide, working the top of our back now for that high pull, bent over row. All right, up next, we are going to work some biceps. So from a standing position, we will use this long resistance band first. Mine is not quite long enough for me to be able to do both arms at one time. So if you do at home, that's great. If not, the other option is for you to just pick that point, or you're gonna make sure you have enough distance. So typically you want to be able to have tension throughout the whole range of motion. So I want to be tugging even right here in that lowest range of motion. So I'm going to give that a little bit shorter. From here, we're going to have our bicep curl be nice and wide. So rather than my wrist being directly in front of me, we're going to turn it out. This is going to engage the shoulder just a little bit. For a dirty 30 set, we're going to do 10 reps here at the bottom. 10 reps, full range of motion. And then the last 10 reps would be from the 90 to the top. So again, that's the lower straight arm to 90, full range of motion, and then 90 to the top. The other option for our bicep curl, if we have a hand weight and we also want to work the shoulders at the same time, we're going to do essentially that same thing, but we're going to go ahead and add an underhand press. The underhand press is really great because you are using the shoulder muscles in a way that is safe for a lot of us. Sometimes when we do the turned out overhead press, we can start to have some rotator cuff issues if that shoulder is weak. So I always recommend an underhand press on top of that curl. Last but not least for the arms is the triceps. So with our long resistance band, we're going to go ahead and take this behind our head, and we're going to grab one part, the lower end with the bottom arm. This is your anchor point right here. So this arm's not really doing any work. The top arm will be doing the work here. So you would adjust that band however tight you'd like it. Again, we want to try to have resistance for the whole range of motion. From here, I'm going to make sure my elbows are tucked in, nice straight and forward. And we're going to extend that arm straight overhead. Flip the wrist if you can to truly and fully activate that tricep. Make sure we're controlling it on the way back down. For our tricep extension with the hand weight, we can do this two ways. Depending on how heavy your weight is, it might be too heavy to do it single arm like this. This is pretty challenging for me. So what I could do to make sure my shoulder stays stable is take this other hand and brace it as I throw that weight up overhead. Again, quick note here, when we're doing anything overhead, we want to make sure that our core is tucked to make sure that we don't have this sway back in our lower back. So make sure we're drawing that core in strong, making sure everything is stacked up as we throw that weight overhead. The other option is to take the weight in both hands, kind of grip it on both ends. Arms go up overhead, elbows stay nice and tucked forward, and we let that weight drop back behind our head. Still flicking the wrists at the top for that tricep flexion. The last two exercises I have will be for the core. So we're going to go ahead and lie back on our mat. This first core exercise, we will actually be using a loop resistance band. Go ahead and place that loop over your feet, so just on that arch of the foot. And we're going to go ahead and lie back. We're going to keep those knees far apart so we keep that tension on the band and it doesn't try to move on us. Feet are up off the floor, core engaged, so really tucking that in right there. So one leg drops out, opposite elbow to opposite knee, and switch. Here you're gonna wanna keep those feet flexed to keep that band in place, but don't lose focus on the core here. Go ahead and release. All right, and then the last exercise I have, if you have a hand weight, this is just one of many that I'm showing you, is going to be a weighted dead bug. So my weight is pretty heavy. If I had lighter weights, I would have one in each hand. But for this exercise, I'm gonna show you if you only have the one. So similar to that bicycle crunch, we're gonna have our legs up, and then we're going to bring the weight forward as we drop one leg, and back as you drop the other. So we're moving the weight back every time one side drops. Because I'm not alternating sides, at some point we would switch. So now my right leg is lowering as I drop that weight behind my head. Hopefully you guys found those exercises helpful and will be able to start using some of your home gym equipment more frequently, mixed in with some of those other bodyweight exercises that we have learned in this program. Now, I promised you that I would talk about reps a little bit here at the end, and let's go ahead and jump into that now. If you are someone that is destined to have a more bulkier kind of build, or you tend to put on muscle really easily, I tend to be one of those people. I could lift a dumbbell, a couple times, and then I walk out of the gym with huge pumped up arms. So I, preference-wise, prefer nice, lean, long, kind of toned arms. This is very common with women. We don't want to have that bulkier appearance. So for you, if that is something that you resonate with, then I would recommend no less than 15 reps, or if you're doing a timed workout, then no less than 45-second rounds. The reason being is that how we produce long, lean, toned muscles is by making that muscle work just like we would make our heart work. We want it to work endurance-wise, not necessarily building your strength up and making you stronger. Now, the contrary to that is if we want to be stronger, we don't care what our muscles look like. We don't really care if we get a little bigger biceps and you make your husband or boyfriend or brother jealous of your arms. Then go ahead and bring down that rep range down to that 8, 10, 12 range even. And then if you are really interested in building up that strength, make sure you're taking longer rest sets as well. So no less than 20 seconds if you're going back-to-back exercises on one muscle group. I could go on and on and on about the importance of sets, reps, rest, and all of that. So if you're interested in more information on that, please feel free to reach out. I am a personal trainer. This is what I do. I breathe this stuff. I really know a lot about it, and I'm here to serve you and make you feel confident in your workout routines. I hope this video was helpful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you guys for one more workout to finish out this spring training program. Thank you.